YouTube and Rumble watchers, be sure to hit like and subscribe, follow to stay updated on our new videos.
All right, for those of you tuned in, I'm sure you caught the title, the Clown Car Edition, because I'm going to talk about Nick Fuentes here just a little bit, and I'm actually going to show you a couple of clips of his, and then I'll comment on them. But the first thing I want to talk about before we get into Nick Fuentes is the top story that's dominating news headlines today, March 20th of 2026, of course, is the ongoing U.S. and Iran war, now approaching its fourth week, with escalating military developments, economic fallout, and diplomatic tensions. Key highlights from major outlets. President Trump stated that the U.S. is considering winding down military operations against Iran after claiming that the regime is finished and objectives are very close to being met. However, he blasted NATO allies as cowards for not stepping up to help secure the Strait of Hormuz, a critical global oil checkpoint where traffic has slowed amid threats and attacks. The Pentagon is deploying thousands more U.S. troops. Around 2,200 Marines from the 2nd Marine Expeditionary Unit, plus 3 additional warships, including amphibious assault ships, are heading to the Middle East to bolster forces and potentially support reopening the strait and other operations. The attacks on energy infrastructure continue across the region. Iran and allies have struck oil, natural gas, and related sites in multiple countries, over 3 dozen reported, driving up the energy prices. The Iranian strike on U.S. urged bases caused an estimated $800 million in damage, while the U.S. temporarily lifted some oil sanctions to ease at-sea purchases amid soaring gas prices and market drops. Stocks are down for a 4th straight week. Iran continues defiant actions, including threats to tourism sites and failed missile attempts on U.S. distant bases. While a few ships trickle through the Hormuz with Tehran's apparent approval, this conflict is rippling domestically too, contributing to stock market declines, higher gas and mortgage rates, air travel chaos exacerbated by a partial DHS Homeland Security funding deadlock, which is causing TSA shortages, broader economic uncertainty. Other notable stories today include severe flooding, evacuations in Hawaii, the Oahu Dam at risk, a mystery drone swarm over a major U.S. Air Force base, and various domestic items like celebrity deaths. We mentioned Chuck Norris passed away today at the age of 86. Chuck was always one of my favorite characters in the movies and things he played. Unfortunately, I never got to meet the man, but he seemed to be a real down-to-earth Christian fella, and I had a lot of respect for him. And of course, there was legal rulings, and the Iran war remains the clear lead chaos across all the major news media outlets. So depending on which one you're watching, take it with a grain of salt sometimes. But the situation is moving fast with live updates everywhere, and energy markets and global stability hang in balance. Okay, now we're going to get to what we actually doing this podcast about. Nick Fuentes. Yes, I'm calling out the clown car. This is the Nick Fuentes edition. All right, so America, let me tell you something. There's no filter, there's no safe space, and there's no apologies come from me. Okay. There's this loudmouth internet troll who thinks he's the second coming of politics because he can scream into a webcam and get a few thousand weirdos to channel on. His name's Nick Fuentes. And let me be crystal clear, the guy is a walking, talking, pasty-faced joke. I mean, capital J, capital O, capital K, capital E, joke. Okay? I mean, this dude struts around like he's some kind of revolutionary genius, but, let's run the tape. Okay? Speaking of that, we're going to roll one right now.
Have you tried being more white like clavicular and less Mexican?
Why would I try to do that? Mexicans are awesome. Have you ever noticed that Mexicans are winning? Mexicans are savage, bro. Aztecs? We're fucking Aztecs, bro. They're cutting people's heads off. They're scalping people. So W us. We just do it. Just do it, gringo. Just do it, SA. And Mexicans don't put up with the tranny stuff. We'll kick your ass. Bro said, I just want to drink beer and watch the game. Dude, Mexicans do all three in one day. Mexicans cut the grass, drink the beer, watch the game. Mexicans are next level. Can we just give it up for us Mexicans? Can we just have a moment of appreciation? Mexicans do not give a fuck.
Okay, so as you can see, he loves Mexico. He loves throwing the F-bombs around. And, if you hate America and love Mexico that much, man, move. I'm sure they would be glad to have somebody like you. Like they don't have enough problems going on. But let's talk about some of Nick Fuentes' key moments in his political career. Dude struts around like he's some kind of revolutionary genius. But he couldn't win a student council election at a community college. He's been kicked off every major platform faster than a jobber gets pinned in the first 30 seconds. His big America First movement is basically a discourse server full of angry virgins and Holocaust trivia nerds who think based is a personality. He calls himself a leader, yet every time he opens his mouth, he hands the left the exact weapon they need to paint the entire right as cartoon Nazis. Congratulations, Nick. You're the best recruiting tools the Democrats have had so far, okay? You're just an idiot. I'll play the second video here in just a few minutes, but, I'm going to go ahead and warn you, Nick, if you decide to fire back somehow. I was a professional wrestler for 30 years, dude. Dabbled in mixed martial arts, won Taekwondo tournaments. I was a scholastic wrestler. I'm just not really a person you want to mess with. So if you want to talk tough, brother, I spent years legitimately getting knocked unconscious in front of hundreds to thousands of people a night and still got up swinging. You cry when your PayPal gets frozen and then blame the Jews like it's a 1933 bingo night. Okay? You call yourself a Christian nationalist. Christ flipped tables. He didn't spend his days whining about the diaspora and begging for super chats. Real men build. You just bitch online and Larkos play as a 1930s dictator while wearing a backwards cap like it's still 2017. Because you're an idiot, you're a clown, you're a clown show. Then once again, like I talked about on the last podcast, you went on TPUSA event. Don't get me wrong, I understand people were upset with Candace Owens about what she was saying, asking. I understand that Tucker Carlson was getting a little questionable too, but Tucker was there, he speaks, and he addressed you about what you said about him. But the thing is, you use Charlie Kirk's platform, which was built to start the conversation and ask questions. That's how you bridge the gap, and yet you go on that platform and demanding people be silenced. See, it comes back to when Democrats start talking about hate speech. It's not hate speech. It's just speech you don't like. Okay? Can Candace prove anything she said? Who knows? Maybe we'll see. Maybe we won't. I don't know. And, at this point in time, look, I love Charlie like everybody else did, but, the man's gone. He ain't coming back. And I just find it, I couldn't disrespect the man by going on his platform and asking people to do the opposite of what the platform was. So, so you call yourself, the optics, sweet merciful God, you got the pastiest skin this out of a vampire convention, can't grow a real beard to save your life. You sound like you gargle helium before every stream, and if incel energy was an Olympic sport, this guy would take the gold, silver, and bronze. Then campaigning the judging was rigged by the big nose. Here's the bottom line for every real patriot listener. We don't need fake tough guys who lose every fight they pick. We don't need edgelords who make the movement look like a bad 4chan thread. We don't need 5'6" Napoleon complex with a webcam and a victim card. I'm calling you out, Nick. I'm calling you out, Nick. And calling you out, brother. Nick Fuentes isn't dangerous. He's embarrassing. That's, you know, and that's why I say I'm calling you out. You aren't dangerous. You're embarrassing. You're a political equivalent of a guy who shows up at the gym, does 3 curls, films it for Instagram, and then spends the rest of the day complaining about society. Yeah. America deserves winners, fighters, and people who have actually taken a real punch and kept swinging. No keyboard commandos who fold the second the heat turns up. So that's why I'm saying, Nick, I'm calling you out, you know, because I'll be honest with you. If you want to show me you're not a coward, we can do celebrity boxing. You know, I can get wrestling promotions to book us into a shoot fight, whatever. I mean, if you want to try me, we can go that route. But because I'm telling it like it is, back, you have no safe space, and you're gonna get no apology from me. Okay, so Nick, if you're watching, and we all know you are because your monitor mentions like it's a full-time job. I mean, so stay in your lane, little man. The grown-ups are talking now. And when we take this country back, there won't be a seat at the table for whiny, self-sabotaging clowns like you, okay? So now let's get back to the winning, because real Americans don't follow losers. Who's with me? Yeah, that's damn right. Let's bury the circus act and get to work. Now I'm going to play the second Nick Fuentes clip so you can just see what an embarrassment this dude really is. And, I mean, then, I don't know which video I'm going to play for you yet, but I will put one of my music videos into this song at the end of this podcast, right after this next Nick Fuentes clip, because this is just, man, this is just absolute garbage. All right. Good night, and we'll see you. It's been a nice Friday night, and I'm posting it kind of late. It's probably Saturday morning before it's posted, then it's going on like 11:30 or so now. It's still because we got to edit it. But I should return hopefully Monday or Tuesday. I'm going to be doing some traveling, so next week might be spotty with the podcast and all that, but I'm going to try to keep everything going. And in the meantime, God bless and have a good night.
All that's left is Iran. Once Iran is out of the picture, Israel dominates the whole region. Israel becomes the only nuclear power in the region. They control the U.S. government. They have immense influence in Saudi Arabia, the Emirates, Bahrain, Qatar. They control Syria and Jordan by proxy, effectively, and Iraq. With Iran out of the picture, they not only control the Middle East, they control the Suez Canal, the Red Sea, but also the Persian Gulf. All the oil, all the natural gas, all the commerce, all the shipping that goes through the Red Sea, all the shipping and oil that comes from the Persian Gulf, all of the overland trade routes, the rail, the highways, communications infrastructure, the ports situated in this area that go from Asia to Europe, from Africa into Europe and Asia. It's all going to go through a region dominated by Israel. That's the big picture. So the United States has spent trillions of dollars. Thousands have died.
We're standing tall, we're standing proud in a world that's lost. We'll shout it loud with our boots on.